goes. Whoa! Hello, my name's Ethanol Addict, and today we're doing a review of the Z125. Not only that, but I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I've owned this bike for somewhere around the realm of 90 days now, and so what I like to do is I like to own the bike for about 90 days and then do a little review. I did it on my ZX4R, did it on the ZX6R, did it on my girlfriend's Ninja 500. Now we're doing it on this bad puppy. Alright, first of all, my one and single favoriteest big super good thing about this bike, you can take this bad puppy anywhere. Look at that. And when I say anywhere, I mean like literally just about anywhere. I've been taking it off-road a bunch of times. I went and I did Sumo Sunday in Austin. Dude, I was actually really impressed with the things that this bike could do. I was looking at all the dirt bikes and everything they were doing, and there's a couple times there where I was like, man, I thought I was going to get left behind. And I didn't get left behind because I was on this thing. Actually, later in the video, I've got a little hill climb that I'm going to show you guys, so definitely make sure to stick around for that. As far as the off-roading goes, it is super muddy right now. It is super slick, and I'm on tires that are balder than... Oh! Okay, I'm leaving. Damn. Oh! There is mud flying everywhere. Another thing I really like about this bike is it's literally basically indestructible. I mean, I've crashed this thing a bunch of times, most of which I haven't gotten on video, just because, you know, I suck at getting things on video when I'm supposed to. I've dropped it, I've sent it flying through the air, straight at Paul so hard. I sent it flying through the air at my girlfriend like a week and a half ago. All in all, man, I've really put this thing through the ringer, and it just keeps on trucking. Really, all you got to do is bend stuff back sometimes, like the shift lever. I've had to bend that back a couple times because, well, you can really dent the shit out of that. But one of the coolest things about this bike, above just you riding it, people love it. People like really love it. People smile, they wave, they think it's so cool because it's like it looks so stupid being a full-grown man on a 125, and people just think that it is like the most hilarious thing in the world. It brings it just kind of like brings the mood of everybody up. It seems like nobody really seems to be super offended by these bikes, whereas then you got the big loud sport bike boys flying through places, and you know, obviously they get a lot of hate. I smell some burning. It's okay, don't catch on fire. We don't need no fire right now. Another big reason, and this is the reason that probably most people actually buy this bike in the first place, is it is great to learn how to wheelie on. I'm currently kind of like in the very beginning stages of learning how to wheelie, and yeah, this thing's taking a beating because of it. This bike has definitely been on the receiving end of just about everything I can give to it, so it eats it, man. It eats it, and the power's not too overwhelming. Honestly, I would almost even argue that if it was going to be anything, it would be not enough. But it's also not tuned or anything like that. I'm sure if I throw an exhaust on here and tune it, maybe it'd be a little bit better, but it's a little low on power. It's a 125, let's be honest. Another really cool thing about this bike, it is so comfortable. I mean, you sit just about perfectly upright. If you got bad posture, this is going to fix your posture. This bike will cure you of your disease of bad posture. And if it doesn't, well, then your posture is unfixable. You might as well just give up. Okay, now it's the moment that everybody has been waiting for. Oh shit. My shifter's stuck. I crashed it recently, so we're going to do a top speed test. Now keep in mind, I have a bigger sprocket in the front, shorter sprocket in the back. I believe I did a 3513, 3413, 3413. Don't quote me on that. I'm actually not 100% sure. I'll put it up on the screen if I can remember. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost to the top speed. Alright. It says 67.
67!
But with the sprockets, I'm probably going about 52. But stock sprockets, there you go. About 67 is what it should go at redline. Now, obviously, if you get a different sprocket, or if you tune it, or a combination of the two, you can vary that a little bit. I've heard some people say that they get them up to like 80. I'm not interested. It's very light. Like, this thing moves way too easy for me to want to go 80 miles per hour. It's not like my ZX6R where you're on the highway and it's like super stable, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, all these red lights, man, they give me anxiety. Oh, I was about to try to roll a stoppie here, but I will not do that. I wonder if I go slow, if he'll just stay like in front of me. Nah, dude, I gotta make the inside turn. I basically have the Nissan Versa of the motorcycle world. Except for Z125s are actually cool. I feel like I could just pop up on the sidewalk if it wasn't for that police officer. I mean, what's he gonna do, follow me up on the sidewalk? Whenever he gets out of his car to confront me, I'll just start screaming, "Are you serious? A 12-year-old boy? You're here to meet a 12-year-old boy? Brother!" I got distracted there. No soliciting. I'm gonna solicit these nuts. Truly though, one of the greatest things about this bike is the cost of ownership. I'll get to that first and then we'll do the hill climb. How about that? I'm stuck in third. God, dude, I need to quit crashing this thing. It's a great bike whenever you don't destroy it. So, brand spanking new. These things go for like 3 something or something like that. I don't know, 6, 7. No, but honestly, I think they go for like 3,600 brand new or something like that, with destination charges, tax, title, license, everything like that. I think that out the door you can probably get in like the super low 4s. That's about what I paid for this, but it had the full crash gauge on it. It's already got like my handbrake up here. Yeah, about 42, 4,300 out the door, I believe is about where you'll be sitting. Payments, I'm probably sitting around somewhere between 100 to 150 a month, depending on what term you go. If you really wanted to pay it off fast, maybe you could get like into the 200s, I don't know. But they're extremely affordable bikes. My insurance, I got full coverage on it. It's like $40. Bro, and the best part, listen to this. You're not even gonna believe this. A full tank of gas, here in Texas at least, I don't know about you like California folks, you guys probably are just screwed and should just buy electric cars. But here in Texas, full tank of gas for this thing, it's like $3, $4. Yeah, man, it's pretty good. We're living our best lives out here while you guys are not, in places where it's not $3, $4. And there's a guy walking out from in there. I'll go in a different way. I don't know if that guy works back there or something. One of the coolest parts, look at this. Graham Jarvis. Oh God, I stalled. Not what you want to happen. Oh, it is thick mud here. I have made a grave mistake. Oh no. Oh, I have messed up foully. Okay. I don't think that hill climb's happening, guys. I'm sorry. It's just spinning. I'm gonna fall. If I fall in the mud, I swear. Oh, that's bad. That hill climb's not happening because I already know that the mud is gonna be just like this on the hill climb too. Come on, we're almost there. I think that guy was just taking a hike. Alright, I'll check out the hill climb. No. Nope. Turning around. Oh my God, there's a car coming. Ah! It's indestructible. Can't break it. Alright, we gotta slow it down to 20. So for the speedometer on here, that's probably like 35,000.
A motorcycle crashed into a school bus.
Sorry guys, that hill climb is not happening. I lied to you, I'm sorry. The way the wind was just going inside my helmet, it sounded like police sirens behind me. I'm like, no. I'm sorry, officer, my mirror fell off. I swear I had one. There's definitely room for one somewhere. I had it wherever there was room before it fell off. I don't remember. I'll tell you right now in like 30 seconds whether or not you are a good candidate for Z125 ownership. Number 1, you like having a versatile bike that can go anywhere. Check. Number 2, you want to learn how to do stunts, wheelies and stoppies, and you want to do the one leg on the back peg thing and spin around in circles. Check. This is your bike. Number 3, you don't live far from all the places you go and you're super boring and the only places that you go is work and home, and you want transportation but you don't want to like buy a car or something. Check. This does it. If you don't got to go far, it don't go that fast. I mean, you don't need anything crazy. It's actually really comfortable to ride slow. I actually prefer to ride it slow. Number like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever number we're on, you are just a casual rider who doesn't care about going fast. I'm gonna lose my shit if it gets stuck in third again. I rode all the way over here to do that hill climb, and yep. Now, I've heard things about how the Grom versus the Z125, whatever, that's for a different video. I'm not really going to try and compare the two a whole lot. What I do know is that I have heard a lot about both, and I think that the Z125 is a better bike for me, and for the purposes of doing things like stunting and whatever not and stuff and that thing and whatever the sort. As far as comparing the two, I don't know enough about the Grom to really get too far into that right now, but the Z125, honestly, it's got the power. It keeps up in traffic. It does phenomenal off-road for what it is. It's comfortable. I mean, all in all, it's a really good bike. And I have a hard time even coming up with any complaints about this, which is really weird because all 3 of the other bikes that I did a review on, I was able to find some complaints about it. And this one, man, I feel like I'm really searching to try and think of one, but I can't think of any reason that I don't like this bike. Man, the crazy thing about this motorcycle is I don't want to sell it. I have wanted to sell everything that I've ever owned up until I bought my ZR2 Colorado, which I still own after a little bit over a year of ownership, and this, my Z125. The ZX6R I would get rid of it in a heartbeat. Not because it's a terrible bike or anything, it's just not the bike for me, I don't think. It's not what I'm into right now. All in all, man, I feel like we really covered it. It's a great off-road bike, it's a great on-road bike, it's a great stunt bike, it's a great commuter bike. It's great for everything, except for being fast. It's not fast. This thing is anything but fast. Like literally anything in the world except for going fast, this bike pretty much is. It only weighs like 200 something pounds. It's pretty easy to maneuver. Working on it's a piece of cake. I mean, like literally you can just pick the bike up. It's so easy. If you got any questions about the bike, about Z125 ownership, shoot them down in the comments. I love to answer questions. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world to do. If you liked the video, consider shooting it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you want to see more stuff like this, obviously the subscribe button's right there, just waiting for you. Tickle that subscribe button. If you didn't like the video, just comment something like, I don't know, ethanol addict. I hope that your shift lever never gets fixed. I hope that it always gets stuck in third gear and one day it causes you to crash. I'm pinned right now, by the way. Anyways, yeah, peace out, guys.